on final call for applications and the scholarships for September 2026 intake in Ireland. So my name is Manisha Sivani. I'm the Senior Operation Team Lead working with KC Overseas for the Ireland country. So before I start with my presentation, I'll give you a short update on KC Overseas. We are a 27-year-old organization currently recruiting students in 1,000+ universities across 42 destinations. Our head office is in Nagpur, and currently we have operations across India, South Asia, Southeast Asia, Middle East, and Africa. So we are a team of 750+ members to assist your students scholarships. After my presentation, we'll also have a Q&A session. So I would request all the attendees to please add in your questions in the Q&A section chat, and we'll try to address them after the presentation. So yes, these are the contents that we will be discussing in the today's webinar. So first is why you should choose Ireland, then key sectors and what are the popular courses in Ireland that usually students apply for. Then what are the top recruiters present in Ireland as per the industry standards. Then what are the represented universities and institutes by KC, entry criteria, then document checklist, scholarship opportunities, then what are the steps that students need to follow to confirm the acceptance, and what is the general turnaround time for the application process in Ireland. So yes, why choose Ireland? So Ireland is basically known as the tech capital for, like Dublin basically, that is the capital of Ireland is known as the tech capital and for IT and pharma. So it is home to the world ranked universities and institutes, and the education is also QQI accredited, and the education of Ireland is globally recognized. And it is one of the English speaking country in Europe. So there is no language barrier. Students do not have to learn any other language like Irish. So English is usually spoken there, and the students do not face any problem in communication. Strong industry connections with global companies. So major of the top companies like Google, Apple, Pfizer have their headquarters there. So universities also have a strong industry connections, which is helpful for the international students during the stay back time for their placement opportunities. Then again, it also offers the post-study work opportunities. So after completing the master's degree, the stay back would be for 2 years in Ireland, and after completing an honors undergrad degree, the stay back would be for 1 year. Then it is a safe, welcoming country. A student-friendly environment is available for all the international students amongst all the communities. So students do not feel homesick. Growing demand for international graduates and strong employment opportunities. So as I said, it is a hub for IT and pharma. These are the major sectors. Other sectors like finance, business, law are also growing. Even the food industry is growing. So there is a high demand for international graduates, and the employment opportunities are also quite good in Ireland. So the strong point is only 1 year of master's degree. So the master's duration is only for 1 year. Unlike in India, we have a 2 years master's program. So Ireland offers only 1 year master's program duration. So these are some of the key features why you should, while you can use while counseling the students for Ireland. The next are the key sectors. So these are the major sectors where student can get good opportunities after completing an undergrad or a postgrad degree. So IT and computing, data analytics, business and finance, pharmaceutical and health sector, engineering, artificial intelligence. So these are the common key sectors where there are good demands in as per the industry standards in Ireland. Then popular courses. So as we discuss the key sectors, each of the key sectors have their particular courses that universities offer. And these are the programs that quickly get filled up. And as we only have major intake, that is September 26 as a major intake. So universities are open for only this intake in Ireland. And these programs are quite popular amongst the students and they get filled up very fast. So students are recommended to apply as early as possible. Ideally, the admissions for September 26 intake starts 1 year in advance. Like for this September intake, we already start receiving the applications from last October 25. However, still it is not too late for the students to apply because universities and institutes are still open for these popular courses, and students can still apply for these programs and join the September intake. So yes, business programs like we can get an option for international business, finance, marketing, business analytics, and human resource management. There are many more, but these we have listed few popular programs that usually students apply for. Then again, coming to a computing and IT sector, we can get the options specifically into data analytics, cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, then cloud computing and software engineering. The next is engineering programs. So there are specific fields again into engineering which universities do offer. That is a mechanical engineering, civil engineering, electronic engineering. Then again, a healthcare sector is also popular, biotechnology, biotech, then biomedical sciences are there, public health is again a popular course, then pharmaceutical sciences and regulatory affairs. So these are also popular healthcare programs. So for all these courses, the seats get usually fill up very fast, and these are mostly offered by top rank universities, which only offer one intake in Ireland. So this is the chance where students can still apply for September 26 intake and get enrolled for their interested programs. So these are, we have listed top recruiters present in Ireland. So these are some of the companies which are located or they might have their headquarters based in Ireland, and the students can get placed after completing their master's or an undergrad program. So some of the companies that we have listed is Google, Apple, Amazon, Pfizer, Deloitte, Accenture, and so on. So this is the list of our represented universities. We'll also see some of the institutes. So we all over totally have tie-up with almost 25 to 26 universities and institutes in all over Ireland. So Trinity College Dublin, University College Dublin, then University College Cork. So the initial 10 to 12 listed universities are the mostly public universities in Ireland. that we call. So these universities offer only one intake, that is September intake, and most of the courses like business, computing, healthcare, and the other popular sectors that we discussed are available into all the universities in Ireland. And the applications for most of the programs like computing business might have been closed in some of the universities like TCD, UCD are mostly closed for computing, and UCC as well. But other universities like University of Galway, Maynooth University, Technological University Dublin, and Southeast Technological University, Munster Technological University, Technological University of Shannon. These universities are still open for these popular courses, and students can still grab the chance to apply for September intake in these public universities as well. Then we also have RCSI, University of Medicine and Health Sciences. This is specifically for health related programs, and this is also open for applications. We also represent Atlantic Technological University. Unfortunately, the applications for this university are closed now for September 26 intake. Here is the list of colleges in Ireland that we represent. So National College of Ireland, Griffith College Dublin, Dublin Business School, American College Dublin, Galway Business School, IBAT College Dublin, and Independent College Dublin. These are the private colleges in Ireland that we represent. So again, these colleges also offer the programs into the popular sectors that we discussed, that is IT, computing, business, pharma, and so on. Apart from this, we also have a tie-up for some foundation and pre-masters colleges, that is Dublin International Foundation College and Uni Heaven College. Shannon College of Hotel Management is another representation that we have. So this is a college of University of Galway, and this college only provides the courses related to hotel management. So if you have any prospective students looking for specifically hotel management programs, you can apply to this Shannon College of Hotel Management. The next is the entry criteria. So for undergraduate programs in our top-ranked universities, the general requirement would range between 80 to 90% in grade 12. So we know that recently the grade 12 CBSE results have been published, and the state board results might be published soon. So again, if there are any undergrad prospective students looking for Ireland, you can still put in the applications. The undergrad programs in all the universities are still open with strong availability of seats. So yes, the interested students can still apply for September 26 intake. Next is the postgrad program requirements. So generally it will range from 55 to 65% depending on the university and the program that you apply for. So in the top ranked public universities that we discussed, the requirement would be higher, that is 65%, and 55 to 60% is the requirement for our private colleges. Again, that we discussed that some of the top ranked universities like TCD, UCD, UCC are closed for computing and business programs as of now. However, there are other universities like Maynooth, TUS, TUD, University of Limerick, then Southeast Technological University, which has a deadline of 1st of June for applications. So the universities, these other universities apart from TCD, UCD are still open for applications, and interested students can still apply. Then English language requirements. So English language test requirement is the mandatory requirement in Ireland. So universities do not accept medium of instruction until and unless the student has any previous abroad education, or this admission like English test requirement waiver depends completely on the profile of the student. If they have any prior education from some different abroad country like Canada, UK, or an English speaking country, rather, we would say. Still, waiver is not guaranteed. However, it may be depending on the review of the application once it is submitted. But for all the other students, like for international students from India, they need English language test requirements to get the unconditional offer letter. So IELTS, TOEFL, PT, Duolingo is acceptable for all the universities. We have a restriction on Duolingo acceptance. So some of the universities like University of Galway, Southeast Technological University, Galway Business School, these are some of the institutes that do not accept Duolingo as the admission requirement. For visa, it is accepted. So IELTS, TOEFL, PT, Duolingo are accepted for admissions in Ireland. Some universities have a restriction on Duolingo. Even the TOEFL home edition is also accepted by the Irish universities. Again, for TOEFL home edition, also we have some universities that might not accept. However, some universities are still available that accept the TOEFL home edition also. So IELTS general requirement that we need is 6.5 with no band less than 6. And some colleges might also have a less requirement like 6 with 5.5. So we would request you to share the student's complete profile with our inquiry team if you have any queries whether this profile will be eligible for Ireland or not. So we would request you to share the profile with our inquiry team or the applications team to check once if this can be added for Ireland. We will definitely give you a solution onto this. The next is our document checklist. So it's a very basic checklist that we need usually for all the countries that you might have checked or you might be working for. So it's CV, then passport, CV, passport, then academic transcripts and undergrad mark sheets, that is degree certificate and the transcripts, then 10th and 12th mark sheet, statement of purpose and letter of recommendation. So SOP and LOR is a mandatory requirement for the university application. For colleges like DBS, Griffith, NCI, we do not need the SOP and LOR. Again, English test results. So if that is available at the time of application, that is good and a strong point to get the early decision from the university. However, if that is not available, the conditional applications are also possible. Then work experience documents. If the student is working after their qualification, then you should also provide the work experience documents to explain the gap. For final year students, so we can still apply for pursuing students also. So currently they are into their final year, completing their last semester exams, and they are interested for Ireland. So we can still accept the applications for such profiles as well. So before moving on to my next slide, I would again like to raise one question of poll and would like to get an idea of your understanding on this. So the next question is which factors make it challenging for you to promote Ireland? We have started the poll and request you to attend. Please vote for it and request your active participation. I believe they would start getting interest into that. Then again, next is the limited process and awareness. So I believe this webinar would help you to understand the basic application process. And if you have any further queries on this, we can still connect after this presentation. We'll move on to our next slide. Scholarship opportunities. So I believe this is something which students are more interested into. So for September 26, scholarships can be still applied, and some of the universities like UCD, Global Excellence Scholarship deadline is almost over, but then yes, for some of the courses which are still open, they can still try and get the academic scholarship from UCD. Then University College Cork, they also run a common academic scholarship for all the international students where a 20% discount on their tuition fees can be availed. So it is for international students who have more than 75% in their undergrad degree. Then University of Galway also offers the scholarships department-wise. So for computing, business, health science, all the departments have a separate range of scholarships available. They even have their academic merit scholarship, which can range up to 2,000 euros. Then Dublin City University also offers scholarships to the international students. For their computing programs, they have a guaranteed scholarship of 5,000. However, unfortunately, the major computing programs are closed in Dublin City University, but a mix of electronic and computing programs are still open from their School of Computer Science. Other business and health science, health communication courses are still open, where the students can avail up to 2,000 euros of scholarship. Then Southeast Technological University, as we discussed, they also have some good number of entry awards for the international students, which can range from 2,000 to 5,000 euros. The application deadline for this particular university is 1st of June. So students are still interested for this, they can apply as early as possible. Some of the health science related programs for Southeast Technological University are already closed. Computing, business, and other programs are still open for applications with good availability of seats. Then Technological University of Shannon, again, it is closed for pharmacy and healthcare programs. It is still open for computing programs, where the students can still apply and grab good number of scholarships up to 3,000 to 4,000 euros of range. Then University of Limerick, it is again open for most of the popular programs like computing, business, finance, and the scholarship may range from 1,500 euros to 2,000 euros depending on the academic profile of the student. So these we have listed some of the top ranked public universities where the applications of scholarship and the admissions are still open, which can help you to counsel your students and get their interest boost into the island. Then we also have few colleges that give the guaranteed scholarship to all the students applying to their institute. National College of Ireland, they give scholarship of up to in a range of 3,000 to 5,000 euros to all the students applying to NCI. The range or the amount of scholarship depends on the academic score of the student. They are even running a 50% scholarship scheme. So if the students have already applied to NCI, once they get the offer and if they pay the deposit amount of seat acceptance to NCI, they can fill in the 50% scholarship form and get a chance to avail 50% scholarship on their tuition fees as well. This scholarship cannot be clubbed with the existing academic scholarship into NCI. So NCI students can get either 50% scholarship or the academics merit scholarship. But yes, there's an option to apply for 50% scholarship also into NCL. Then again, Griffith College, Dublin. This is also a private college and also offers these scholarships to all the international students applying to Griffith College. So they are also running a 50% Global Excellence Scholarship in Griffith College. So students applying and those who have the good academic merits, they can get a chance or a discount of up to 50% on their tuition fees. Apart from that, they also offer an academic merit scholarship, which may range from 2,000 to 3,000 euros. Then we have Dublin Business School. It's again a private college in Ireland, which also offers 1,000 euros of guaranteed scholarship to all the international students. So this can also be a point of interest for your students who are interested in Ireland, or can get can be helpful to bring their interest into Ireland. The next step is confirming your course acceptance. So once the student gets an offer letter from the respective institute that they have applied for, please review the offer letters carefully. Sometimes the programs or the duration or the student's name or anything can be misprinted on it because of some portal glitch or something. So again, it should be reviewed properly before going ahead with any payment so that we can get it rectified at the initial stage and to avoid any future delays. After getting the offer letter, the university or the institutes request for some deposit payment from the student, generally to confirm their interest into that particular university. So deposit payment may range from 500 euros to 4,000 euros, depending on the program or the university that you apply for. And this deposit payment has some particular deadline. So deposits are to be paid within the specified deadlines. If there is any problem or there is some concern because of such reason the student is not able to pay the amount on time, you can connect with our application team and we can check with the university in case that extension can be provided to the student. But that reason should be absolutely genuine. In some of the cases, universities might not accept the extension request depending on the availability of seats or the closure of the programs. So again, there is a possibility of getting the extension. However, at this point, we would suggest or ask the students to immediately proceed with the payment once they get the offer letter so that further process can also be completed on time. Some of the universities do not ask for particular deposit. They ask for directly 50% tuition fees or full tuition fees for the seat confirmation. So such universities are Technological University Dublin, National College of Ireland, IBAT College Dublin, American College Dublin. So these are some of the institutes and the universities that ask for direct tuition fee payment instead of a deposit payment. Submit pending documents in case of conditional offers. So in case of Ireland, we can expect a conditional offer also from the universities with the condition of submitting the final results for the posting students or for the students who are still yet to apply for the English test results. So once they get the conditional offer letter, with the conditional offer also, we get the requirement for deposit payment. The deposit can be made on the conditional offer as well. However, the student should be sure that he or she will meet the requirements in future. So once the student gets the conditional offer letter, he should start working on submitting the pending documents to the university to grab the unconditional offer letter from the university. So unconditional offer is something which is important to be received from the university and to proceed with the next step of visa application. So once the student receives the unconditional offer letter and receive the payment confirmation, that is a deposit confirmation. The next step would be to pay the further tuition fees to begin the visa applications. So once student gets the unconditional offer letter, deposit confirmation, further tuition fee confirmation from the university, the next step for you would be to prepare the student to file the visa. Here are some important notes. So delayed in acceptance may lead to seat loss or scholarship cancellation. So yes, some of the universities do give a condition that if the student do not pay the deposit amount by so and so date, they will not be eligible for the scholarship mentioned on the offer letter, or they might lose the seat because seats are no more available after that particular date. So this can lead to seat loss or scholarship cancellation. So it is always suggested to pay the deposit on time or before the deadline what is specified in the offer letter. The next is early confirmation helps in smoother visa processing and accommodation arrangements. So yes, if the student completes the deposit payment on time and gets the further documents from the university on time, it will be helpful in timely visa application submission and the accommodation arrangements as well. So yes, this is the general timeline that ILAN process might take. Applications, as we said, are already open since October 25, and currently it is still open for September 2026 intake. The final phase of applications we expect will be till July 2026. So till July, the students can still apply and get the quick offer decisions from the university and can pay further tuition fees and proceed for visa filing as soon as possible. The visa processing time that the embassy might take generally is 4 to 8 weeks. It can extend during the peak time when the volume of applications is quite high with the New Delhi visa office. So some important notes again, popular programs may close early due to limited seats. So yes, some of the universities may have a general deadlines mentioned on their website for the popular courses. However, these courses can fill up early and get closed for applications early also due to no availability of seats. Then scholarship deadlines are also approaching. So as we discussed, the universities which are still open for scholarship opportunities may get closed in the coming days, depending on the allocation of scholarships that they have already given to the international students. So these can also approach, and students might not get any scholarship opportunities also in the coming months. So these are some of the timelines that you might discuss during the counseling as well at this stage while applying for ILAN, and check with the student if they can get the processing done on time to avoid any future delays. So with this, I would again like to run a question of poll. Understand, was this presentation really helpful for you to understand the ILAN application? So my question to you is, at what level would you rate your understanding of the ILAN application and admission process after this presentation? So I've started a poll, and I would request you to please rate it. On the ILAN application process, and those who have got the average, who have rated average for themselves, they can still connect with us and get the clarity on the process for smoother counseling for your future students or the leads that you get. Moving to, so with this, I would like to conclude my presentation, and here is the contact sheet of our team. So I, Ms. Manisha Sevani, is the team lead for operations in Ireland, for Ireland country. And with me, I have my colleague Akansha and Mr. Yash, who also takes care of the island operations. So they can help you with the visa or the applications part as well. Apart from that, we also have an senior team that is Ms. Purva, Mr. Milind, and Mr. Zubin Debu. So if you have any process related queries or problems or any escalations, you can connect with them as well. So let's start. Course Finder search program tab for more details is 13.50 per hour. Yes, we can see the presentation.
Okay. I am not able to move to my presentation slide. One second. Okay. I'll start this session with a very short video to give you a quick overview about Ireland as a unique destination for a world-class higher education.
What makes you, you? Some say it's how you learn. And for you, that education starts right here in Ireland. Sure, you want somewhere that offers you a world-class education. And yes, you want to study in a place where you get personal attention, where the lecturers know you, know your name. And of course, at the end of all this, you want somewhere with a buoyant job market, somewhere with excellent career opportunities, the envy of countries all over the world. Do you want more than that? You want somewhere you can learn things that are not just found in books, somewhere you can learn to live in it, to immerse yourself in a rich and vibrant culture, somewhere you can learn to lose yourself, and somewhere you can learn to find yourself, somewhere you can breathe, have fun, grow, live, and find friendships that last forever. Somewhere that will be the making of you. Ireland, the making of you.
So that was Ireland. Okay, so let's start with understanding the basics. Here we have location of Ireland. As you can see, it's right in the heart of the world. Okay, it's right here in the center. And it's rightly called the gateway between continental Europe and the US. In terms of logistics, it can take you 10 to 13 hours to fly from India to Ireland, depending on the factors such as departure city, layover, and the specific flight route. From UK, it takes about an hour to reach Ireland and 1.5 to 2 hours from anywhere in mainland Europe. US and Canada are also not too far, just about 7 hours. It's an English-speaking country, and following Brexit, it's now the only English-speaking country in the EU. So here's a location of Ireland in relation to Europe, demonstrating why it is rightly called the gateway between continental Europe and the US. This slide also shows the location of capital city Dublin, which is here, and in relation to Ireland, right on the eastern coast. Okay. As you can see here, Dublin lies almost at the center of the universe. So it's very strategic in terms of its geography. Dublin is a young, friendly, cosmopolitan European city, very well connected to the whole of Europe. It's also one of the best student cities in the world, offering a safe and stimulating experience as UNESCO City of Literature, while also being a global tech hub. So what makes Ireland a great study destination? It's a small country, both in size and population, of just about 5.2 million people. But in spite of that, Ireland has carved out a distinct position for itself on global map. According to the IMF, in the past 8 years, Ireland has surpassed larger countries like the US and wealthy nations like Qatar to become the world's third richest country with a per capita GDP of over 133,000 USD. This is largely due to the presence of more than 1,200 leading global companies, many of which have their European headquarters in Ireland. These global giants contribute significantly to the Irish economy, making it 7th most competitive in the world. But that is not it. Ireland has a rich legacy of educational excellence and a vibrant creative culture that has earned it a nickname, Land of Saints. Local Irish population is educated, highly skilled, multicultural, and amongst the youngest in Europe. It's the second safest country globally with 11th highest quality of life in the world, making it an attractive, friendly, safe, and welcoming destination for international students. There is a 1-year graduate scheme or job search visa for international students who complete a bachelor's degree and a 2-year visa for those who complete a master's degree in the country. So what these factors mean for international students is a solid return on investment through an abundance of industry interface and industry integration. As you can see, just a quick fun fact, this is our Irish passport is, ranked top in the Nomad Passport Index 2025. Okay, now this slide presents some of the key sectors of Irish economy. Ireland is world's second largest exporter of IT and computer services. Global giants like Google, Facebook, Apple, Microsoft, LinkedIn, Twitter, Intel, Accenture, HP, IBM, PayPal, they are only some of many organizations that have European headquarters here in Dublin, which is Europe's hub for top gaming companies like EA, Big Fish, PopCap, Zynga, Jolt, Havoc, Riot Games, and numerous other organizations. Neck to neck with ICT is the financial sector in Ireland, which is led by more than 250 global firms, including half of world's major financial services companies. The third key sector is biotech, pharma, and biopharma, driven by over 300 leading companies. Like Johnson & Johnson, GlaxoSmithKline, Novartis, Abbott, Bayer, and there are many more. So this makes Ireland the top European country for international pharmaceutical investments. Medical technology is another sector that has made Ireland a global leader for medical devices and diagnostic products, and the second largest employer of medtech professionals in Europe. We have more than 450 global leading companies like Becton Dickinson, Boston Scientific, Guidon, Medtronic, and Stryker that are involved in developing, manufacturing, and marketing medical devices. Engineering, energy, marine, food, and agro-food are some of the other major sectors. 5 of top 10 companies on Forbes list of world's most innovative companies are based in Ireland.
Hi, Rajvinder.
Yes, hi, Nilanjana. Okay.
Right, so I think I can take it from here.
Sure.
Quickly share my screen. I'm so sorry for the delay, but I'll quickly share my screen now. Is my screen visible?
It is visible.
Okay, so we'll start from here. And Rajvinder has already covered up until now. So I'll start with what Trinity is all about. So we are one of the 7 ancient universities. Before that, my name is Nilanjana. I'm the regional manager for Trinity College, and I look after India and South Asia. Sorry for the delay, and thank you, Rajvinder, for covering for me. So taking from here, Trinity is one of the 7 ancient universities, which are all more than 400 years old. These include Oxford and Cambridge, which are the most prominent ones, and also 4 Scottish universities, which are St. Andrews, Aberdeen, Glasgow, and Edinburgh. Trinity College was founded in 1592 by Queen Elizabeth I under the same legal charter as Oxford and Cambridge, making them our sister colleges. This is the standard map of Dublin, and Trinity sits here, right in the center, the capital city. And this is an aerial view of our 51-acre campus. Here is another view of our global campus, which is consistently ranked among the most beautiful campuses in the world. And indeed, it is a breathtaking blend of the old and the new. So we have cobbled squares, historic buildings, green playing fields, some of which you can see on the screen. And alongside that, we also have extensive state-of-the-art modern facilities, including the Sports Center, the Nanoscience Research Center, the Long Room Hub, and the Biomedical Sciences Institute. Trinity's campus is part of Dublin's Global Innovation Hub, surrounded by numerous corporate giants that you can again see on your screens. These organizations are also among our closest partners, and we collaborate for development of our course curriculum, projects and internship opportunities for our students, running joint research projects, and also full-time employment for our graduates. So Rajvinder has already talked about some of our key strengths, but there are more. We are currently in our 434th year, in which we are ranked 75th in the world, and we are the leading university in Ireland according to the latest QS University rankings. 35% of our student body and 40% of our academic staff are international, which makes us the 35th most international university in the world according to the latest Times Higher Education World Ranking. With over 500 prominent industry partners, we are among the top 100 in the world for employability of our graduates. Overall, we are a medium-sized university with about 22,500 students from 118 countries, and American students represent the largest cohort of non-EU students on our campus. Trinity's campus is also Ireland's largest research center, and we are globally recognized as a research-led institution. This is the ecosystem that we have on our campus. So these are our own research institutes, and these are the national centers which are funded by the Irish government under an initiative which used to be called as SFI, or Science Foundation Ireland, but it has been renamed as Research Ireland. So these are funded by the Irish government and hosted at Trinity. For example, Connect and Adapt that you see here are 2 national centers that are hosted within our School of Computer Science. Our School of Engineering hosts one of the 5 global centers of Intel, and I'm very proud to say that the one at Trinity is the best performing one. And then we have our own institutes as well. Trinity is the only Irish university that is a member of the prestigious LERU, that consists of 24 leading research-intensive universities across Europe, focusing on high-quality education and research. We have collaboration with almost 5,000 global institutions, and all our teaching staff are PhD scholars, and a majority are thought leaders in their respective fields. But most importantly, being a research-led institution has a clear impact on the way our courses are designed. So, or a dissertation project is a core component of all our programs, be it undergrad or postgrad, and this accounts for 1/3 of the final degree mark. And this is also linked to a real industry or research project, depending on what the student wants. These are some examples of our tech startups. The slide also has an image of Launchbox here, which is our student accelerator program, while Tangent is an ideas workspace located within Trinity Business School. So through Tangent, which was launched in 2018 and is supported by the Bank of Ireland, we provide our students and staff, as well as the wider community across Dublin, with funding and mentorship opportunities. Here are some of our illustrious and world-renowned alumni, including the recent Prime Minister of Ireland, Oscar Wilde, Jonathan Swift, Ernest Walton, as well as Professor William Campbell, who received the Nobel Prize in Medicine in 2015. And 2 years later, that is in 2017, he designed our undergrad programs in science, which I will talk about in a moment. We have 3 faculties and 24 schools offering about 120 undergrad and 170 postgrad taught programs. For a majority of the subjects that we offer, we are ranked among the top 150 to 200 in the world. Overall, we are among the top 100 globally for 22 subjects. Of course, the rankings will vary every year, but this is a good indicator of the superior quality of education that Trinity is very proud of. So all our undergrad programs are 4-year honors degrees. We offer 5-year professional integrated master degrees in 3 subject areas: computer science, engineering, and pharmacy. If the students choose the 5-year route, then there is an option for a 6-month paid internship in the penultimate year, that is year 4. Students do not decide upfront whether they would want a 4-year or a 5-year degree. They decide in the 3rd year, so they will have ample time to make an informed choice. And the 5th year, like I said, is optional. If they choose the 4-year route, then it is a fully taught program. Master degree programs are all 1 year in duration, and we have 1 intake in September. For the undergrad programs, for students who have qualifications which are local qualifications of Nepal or Bangladesh, they are not accepted for direct entry. In that case, the students have to do our 1-year National Foundation program. So I can talk about it separately if you do have some queries around that. And for students from Sri Lanka, because their qualifications are aligned to the A-levels, they are eligible for direct entry to our programs. Master degree programs, we offer almost all academic disciplines. And because these programs are 1 year in duration, they are condensed. They run from September to August. And because of the dissertation, there is a strong research element, and we also have a significant collaboration with industry. Class sizes are very small. They could be as small as 14 to 15 students, and the largest might be in the School of Business, where the class sizes can be as big as, say, about 100 students per batch. For our undergrad programs, which are students who are eligible for direct entry, we have a very comprehensive admission guide, so we can share that with you. And in that, you will find that we have assigned a band to each undergrad program between band 1, 2, and 3. And then you will find tables where you can figure out the entry requirements based on the band that the program is and based on the curriculum that the student is following. So we have one row for Indian qualifications like CBSE or state boards. We have for A-levels, if a student is taking 3 subjects or 4 subjects, and then for IB as well. And the subject-specific requirements are also all listed there. So I won't spend too much time on the undergrad program requirements. But for postgrad, we have quite a comprehensive process. The first thing that we look at would be the profile of the institution from where the student has obtained their bachelor degree. And second, we will look closely at their aggregate, which should be a minimum of 65%. We also look closely at the students' performance in the modules which are directly relevant to the program and how they have performed in it. And after that, there is the English language proficiency. We accept IELTS, TOEFL, PTE, and Duolingo. We also require 2 academic LORs, which can be submitted if a student has references on the letterhead of the referee, official letterhead, and it is duly signed, stamped, and dated. That can be uploaded. The other way is that they simply provide the official email ID of the referee. In either case, our academic registry will reach out to the referee for verification, and an email will be sent to the referee. They need to respond to it. And only after we receive feedback from both the referees, the application will be progressed for assessment or evaluation. For some programs, we also have additional assessment criteria, like for our computer science, the Masters in Computer Science program, we have an online programming test. For some programs, there may be an online interview. So for postgrad, everything, the decision on each application is based absolutely on the discretion of the course director. E3 is an extremely ambitious initiative at Trinity that focuses on engineering, environment, and emerging technologies. It is the first of its kind in the history of Ireland and among the first internationally. It is a multi-million euros initiative, and the core objective is to create a seamless integration between 3 schools: our School of Computer Science, School of Engineering, and the School of Natural Sciences. These are all the programs that fall under E3, these 3 schools. And then there are also some multidisciplinary programs that run across schools and are still E3 programs. I will now very quickly take you through some of our most popular programs, starting with the ones offered by our School of Computer Science, that is ranked at 110 in the world, according to the latest QS rankings. Our graduates are the most highly sought after by top employers based in Ireland, and we also have an unmatched track record of tech startups. Sorry. So these are the undergrad programs. We have the computer science, which is the integrated program. And then we also offer joint honors like this with computer science with business, economics, linguistics, or geography. And then we also have management science and information system studies. So visually, it might be easier for you to get an overview. This is our computer science program, which is available as a 5-year integrated master degree. And it is amongst the most oversubscribed programs and hence extremely competitive to get into. We have a total of 100 places, and these are just for you to get a quick overview, the eligibility criteria, the key features, sample core and optional modules, and the career opportunities. On the website, on relevant course pages, you can find a lot of information, including the full and very comprehensive course description for the student as well as yourself to get a fair idea of what the program is all about. And then these are the joint honors. So for all 4 subjects, business, economics, geography, or linguistics, we have a total of 55 places. And then this is management science and information system studies. Highly competitive with only 27 places. Just briefly about this program, while our computer science programs are always among the most popular and oversubscribed programs, I'll briefly talk about this one. It is an advanced program for those students who aim to graduate with multidisciplinary skills and such as being numerate as well as business and computer literate. The program provides students the opportunity to undertake a project in the real business world in the fourth year, and career outcomes range from information technology management to quality control and also marketing. Graduates are particularly sought after by leading management consultancy firms and financial firms in London, New York, or IFSC in Dublin. This is based on the stats from the last 5 years. These are some examples of our industry partners for internship opportunities available to our computer science and engineering undergrad students. Moving to our School of Engineering, which is ranked among the top 200 globally, with a long history spanning over 180 years, it is one of the oldest engineering schools in the world. These are the various undergrad engineering programs that we offer. And this is the structure of our engineering course. In the first 2 years of our common entry engineering course, all students follow a common curriculum of basic courses. Towards the end of year 2, they choose to specialize in one of these 6 streams of the engineering profession. We take a total of about 200 students every year, with split across the 6 streams from third year onwards. And engineering with management is again highly competitive. It has only 27 places. And I would like to stress that Irish market is extremely strong for engineering graduates. And we also have environmental science and engineering. It is again competitive, only 26 places. It is very much like our general common entry engineering program. The only difference is in this case also, students will choose their specialization, but they will only choose between environmental science or environmental engineering. This is how the environmental science and engineering program looks like. This is a relatively new program as compared to the common entry engineering program. These are the various internship opportunities available to our engineering students. The Irish market is extremely strong for engineering graduates, and these are the career outcomes of various specializations of our undergrad engineering programs based on the employment of our graduates over the last 5 years. You can also find all these details in our E3 agent manual, which we will share after this session. Moving to science at Trinity, as I mentioned earlier, these programs have been designed by our Nobel Prize winner alumni, Professor William Campbell, and students can enter one of these 4 science streams. These 4 science streams that we offer, and we have biological and biomedical, chemical, geography and geoscience, or physical science. Like our engineering programs, in the first 2 years, students focus on a number of core subjects and choose their specializations at the end of the second year. Out of these 4 choices, biological and biomedical sciences happens to be our most popular one for 2 reasons. One, that it is directly aligned to the wider community. We have a wider ecosystem where we have all the top pharma, biopharma, medical companies are based in Ireland. And the second is because this program has 11 specializations to choose from, as opposed to 2, 3, or 4 for the other streams. Many students think of the pharmaceutical and chemical sector when considering careers in science in Ireland. While the pharmaceutical sector is undoubtedly a very large employer, the science sector in Ireland also includes a wide variety of other industries that students can work in. These include food and drink, manufacturing like agrochemicals, petrochemicals, toiletries, plastics, paints, and polymers, environmental management, medical research, diagnostic companies, utilities, and energy. These opportunities also apply equally to various postgrad programs in science that I will talk about in subsequent slides. Faculty of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences is the largest faculty with 12 schools, but from a South Asian perspective, the most popular ones are business, English, histories and humanities, law, psychology, and social sciences. These are the undergrad programs offered by our Faculty of Arts and Humanities, and this faculty offers single honors degrees that are listed in white, and also many joint honors programs that are listed in yellow, covering a vast range of subjects, right from English, economics, history, mathematics, drama studies, film studies, law, to music, modern languages, philosophy, political science, psychology, and sociology. We also have two very popular broad-based programs that are on the lines of liberal education. One is this one, PPES, Philosophy, Political Science, Economics, and Sociology. And the other is BEST, which is Business, Economic, and Social Studies. Global Business is one of the most popular programs among Indian students going to Trinity. It spans the full spectrum of international business and includes specialized modules in a number of core areas of business. The program offers blended learning, ACA and ACCA exemptions, and full CA Proficiency 1 exemption. Students also have the opportunity to undertake an internship during the summer months of their third year in exchange for course credit. The business school provides dedicated resources to fully support students through this process. It has an active collaboration with Columbia University, New York, through which students spend their first 2 years studying at Trinity and their final 2 in Columbia, and they get their degree from both universities. These are the subject areas offered under the dual program. We launched the first program with our Faculty of Arts and Humanities at Columbia School of General Studies in 2018. The collaboration has now expanded to include these 3 STEM subjects: neuroscience from our biological and biomedical sciences stream, geoscience, and mathematics. This program has an earlier deadline of 2nd January, and students have to meet the requirements of both Trinity as well as Columbia. Therefore, they will need additional essays, and there is an interview with a panel comprising of members from both universities. We have over 300 collaborations with top universities throughout the world where our undergraduate students can choose to study 1 semester or full third year of their program. And as you can see, these include the best universities across US, Canada, Europe, Australia, as well as Asia. These are the postgrad programs offered by our School of Computer Science. These are the 4 specializations. And for this set of programs, there is an online programming test where we give students a choice between 3 languages, Java, C, or C++, and they have to complete the entrance examination. We give them a choice of these 3 languages. For the other programs, that is interactive digital media and statistics and sustainability, there is no programming test as such. This will give you an overview. These are the modules for the 4 strands, and there is an overlap, so students can choose modules from another strand. And there are a total of 140 places across the 4 strands of our MSc Computer Science program. Data Science, 40 places. These are the criteria. You can find the core and optional modules in great depth on our website. The description includes full details of each module, how it is assessed, what are the number of credits it carries. Everything is provided there, and also the career opportunities. but it is a highly competitive program with 40 places. Intelligent Systems is focused on artificial intelligence and even more competitive with only 25 places. So for both of these programs, as well as the third one, which is Future Network Systems, all about cloud computing and cybersecurity, again has 25 places. And for these three strands, you can choose Java, C, or C++, any of the three languages. But for the fourth one, which is AR, VR, the number of places is 25. But for this program, students have to take their programming test in C++. That is the mandate. And you can find everything else that you need to know on our website or the relevant course pages. Then we have Statistics and Sustainability, again, 25 places. And the eligibility criteria, the course description, and career opportunities, everything is provided. Interactive Digital Media has 30 places. And this program, in terms of additional criteria, we require a portfolio to be submitted for assessment of the application. And then those who are shortlisted are then invited for an interview. The second E3 school is the School of Engineering that offers a number of popular programs, as you can see on your screens. This slide gives you a glimpse of the career outcomes and prospective employers for our graduates of our postgrad programs. Like I've already mentioned, Irish market is extremely strong for engineering, and also that Trinity is ranked among the top 100 in the QS employability rankings. And this is largely because curriculum across all our courses is designed to ensure that our students are prepared to enter the workforce at the top of their fields. Details of each program are available on the website, including full module descriptors. And of course, you can always get in touch with the South Asia team for any specific queries that you may have. We also have an E3 agent manual, which we are very happy to share with you. Climate Adaptation Engineering is a new program introduced last year. It provides the skills to meet the various climate-related challenges head-on, positioning graduates as leaders in both public and private sectors with the expertise to drive technical and policy solutions. This course is practical in nature, and it includes a unique industry-led professional project and several transdisciplinary group projects. The number of places is still 25, so it's a very competitive program. School of Natural Sciences is the third school within E3, and it offers these programs. Environmental science as well as biodiversity and conservation are experiential, hands-on programs that include several projects. So you can find everything on the slide. And the same applies to the second program, which is biodiversity and conservation. It is even more competitive with only 18 places. We have Smart and Sustainable Cities, which is also in the School of Natural Sciences. And again, shortlisted candidates may be interviewed. And this is where some of the areas where the industrial placement for this program applies. So Smart Dublin, AECOM are some of the organizations where our students are placed for their industrial placement. I think I missed out on one program. Yes, Development Practice. I think I missed out on this one, sorry. So Development Practice has 30 places. It is a unique program for students who aspire to work with international agencies such as the UN, Paris FAO, OECD, and Oxfam. I think I've covered all of these. These are some prominent courses that we have within our Faculty of Engineering, Maths and Science. I will talk in brief about the ones that have been identified as our key priority programs. For India and South Asia, we have dedicated scholarships valued between 2,000 to 4,000 euros available on the basis of academic merit for all programs that I will be talking about from here on. First one is our MSc Immunotherapeutics program. As world's top 10 largest biopharma companies operate in Ireland, employment in the field of biochemistry and immunology is set to grow fivefold in coming 30 years, with an estimated 8,400 new roles to be created. MSc in Immunotherapeutics has been designed in collaboration with the biopharma industry in Ireland, and our industry partners include Pfizer, GlaxoSmithKline, Janssen Pharmaceutica, NIBRT, and several others that you can see on your screens. The key USP of this program is a 6-month placement with these biopharma giants, which essentially is a foot in the door for a seamless full-time employment. The program is open to science and engineering graduates, as well as employees in the pharmaceutical or biotech sector who wish to work in high-level jobs in the biopharma industry. MSc in Immunology provides academic, laboratory, and research training in cellular and molecular immunology. We accept students from a wide variety of academic backgrounds, such as medicine, veterinary science, molecular biology, genetics, or a related subject. Energy Science is a niche, cross-disciplinary, and broad-based program spanning topics like energy economics and policy, natural resource management, and mitigation of environmental impact of energy utilization. The program is linked to a strategic initiative of European Commission that you can read for about yourself. And the objective of the program is to reduce carbon emissions by 30% by 2030. And this is the cost structure, which is linked to this initiative of European Commission. And it includes a 15-week research project that can be in industry or academia. You can see the credits linked to each subject. The range and possibilities are huge after this degree, as clean and green technologies are one of the focus areas of current R&D activity in private industry in Ireland. There are dedicated scholarships in the range of 2,000 to 4,000 euros available for the program. MSc in Quantum Science and Technology is one of the first programs of its kind internationally, and it is unique in its combination of quantum information science and material science. It is funded as part of Human Capital Initiative, or HCI Pillar 3, which is an initiative of the Irish government to develop skills-focused programs to meet industrial needs. The program has inputs from key industry collaborators such as IBM and Microsoft, as well as organizations such as the Irish Centre for High-End Computing, that contribute to the delivery of content and consider placement and internship opportunities for students enrolled on this program. This program offers advanced education and training in modern high-energy theory, mathematical physics, and theoretical physics, and it has one clear outcome, that is of preparing students for PhD level research. There are 2 tiered packages of modules, fundamental, advanced, which are tailored to the level of the incoming students. There are 20 places on the program, and dedicated scholarships are available on merit basis. Entrepreneurship of smart medicines has been designed by our School of Medicine, and it is funded by various agencies of Irish government that you can see here. These include Human Capital Initiative Pillar 3, which is HCI, which is this one, Future Jobs Ireland, and Higher Education Authority of Ireland. program is interdisciplinary and is open to entrepreneurs with a business background or industry experience, and also for healthcare professionals. Provides training in the area of drug development, biotech, pharma, and commercialization, and also product and company licensing. These subject areas are high in demand among Indian students, but they often apply to our pharmaceutical science program, which actually does not cover these. So please advise students to look up their program and its module descriptors. Like our energy science program, this program also offers a wide range of possibilities because life sciences and pharmaceuticals are other areas that are meant to So as I was saying, this program provides training in the area of drug development, biotech, pharma, and commercialization, and also product and company licensing. These subjects are high in demand among Indian students, but they often apply to our pharmaceutical science program, which actually does not cover these. So please advise students to look up this program and its module descriptors. Like our energy science program, this program also wide range of possibilities as life sciences and pharmaceuticals are other areas that current R&D activity in Irish private industry is focused on. In addition, there are opportunities available in quality assurance and control, regulatory affairs, clinical trials, medical writing, and scientific publishing. This is another course that is open to healthcare professionals such as doctors, nurses, allied healthcare providers, facility managers, and also public administrators, and also to recent graduates of health and social sciences qualifications such as law graduates, graduates from business. And this program prepares students with the knowledge to work in complex health and social care systems. Here, I have to reiterate that health science graduates, along with STEM and business, are more likely to be eligible for the longer critical skills visa in Ireland. These are some other priority programs. MPhil in Children's Literature is delivered by our world-leading School of English that is ranked 22nd globally. It prepares students for careers in areas like editing, publishing, journalism, and other similar industries. Whereas MSc in Clinical Speech and Language Studies is open to qualified speech and language therapists and prepares them to progress into specific clinical specialisms. Professional Master of Education is a 2-year program which qualifies graduates to work as post-primary school teachers in Ireland. It is a recognized teaching qualification across the EU and is accredited by the Teaching Council of Ireland. The program offers specialisms in 9 post-primary curriculum subjects that you can see here, and applicants select one at the time of application as their major subject. There are school placements in year 1 and advanced school placement in year 2. And as you can see on the slide, there are additional assessment criteria such as an interview for this program. Master in Education has been recently revamped to allow more pathways for students to choose from and also to tailor their studies to their unique interests through specialist and also flexible open pathways. It is a 1-year program and eligibility requirements include 2 years of relevant work experience, and the program opens employment avenues in the field of teaching. MSc Economics is another priority program. Our School of Economics is top ranked in Ireland, and a key USP of the program is a specialization in international development. It has a small class size, and students are highly sought after in international organizations across a range of sectors such as banking, research, finance, as you can see on the slide. And many of our recent graduates have also progressed to PhD positions at prestigious institutions. MSc Applied Social Research is a course for social science graduates who wish to build research skills and students from diverse academic backgrounds are eligible for this program. The research and data analysis skills taught on this course have application in a wide range of areas, which include scientific and health research, social work, education, child and youth studies, migration research, and several others. You will find this information on the course page as well. Psychology at Trinity is ranked in top 40 universities in Europe and top 10 in Ireland and the UK. Our 2 years MSc in Applied Behavior Analysis is an intensive and highly competitive course with only 15 places. And there is an early deadline as well. MSc Global Mental Health is a relatively new program. It is designed and delivered in collaboration with international and non-government humanitarian organizations in view of the need to address increasing mental health issues in post-COVID times. It is a one-year program with 18 places, and it opens a wide variety of career options. Application deadline is 28th June, but early application is highly recommended. We also have MPhil in Psychoanalytic Studies. It is also a one-year competitive program as there are only 15 places. But it is open to students from all academic backgrounds. We don't need only psychology background. And the application deadline for this course is 28th June. Trinity Business School is a highly prestigious and triple accredited business school that is ranked among the top 1% of business schools in the world. And these are our programs. So there are 4 verticals, and these are programs. So all these programs are top ranked internationally and hence are competitive and highly reputed. And we offer a good mix of programs. For some, we require a relevant business or numeric background, but we also have courses for which we accept students from non-business backgrounds. Starting from 2026 intake, our business analytics program has been renamed as the MSc Business Analytics and AI for Management. The content of the program has also changed, with some modules remaining, but new modules also being added. I'll skip this. So for our MBA, we have only one MBA, and this is what the program looks like. We have only 50 places on this program, and there is a dedicated email address for the admissions team. So you are welcome to get the profiles assessed before you make an application. And the request for evaluation can be sent year-round. Also, you can email the admissions team to check whether a GMAT would be required or can be waived off on the basis of the CV of the potential candidate. These are the individual career supports offered by Trinity Business School. And apart from excellent academics, we also offer a rich, well-rounded and transformative student experience. We have state-of-the-art sports facilities, theaters, museums, and galleries all on campus. We also have over 170 clubs and societies, including 2 of these oldest student societies in the world: the Philosophical Society and the Historical Society. The slide also shows some of our former speakers that include celebrities from various walks of life, ranging from politics and business to films and the glamour world. This slide also has an image of the 1 millionth visitor to our library, which houses the fascinating Book of Kells. This is about our Indian society, which has brought Indian food, festivals, music, dance, and Bollywood to the campus, and it is one of the most popular student societies in Trinity. There are some images of Holi celebration from last year, and it is celebrated on the front square. It is one of the most widely attended events on Trinity's campus. Holi celebration, again, some videos which I will skip. And we welcomed Abhishek Bachchan to our beautiful campus on St. Patrick's Day last year in March. Our career services is an award-winning service that conducts over 200 workshops across the year to assist students throughout their career planning. International students are eligible to work a week during term time and 40 hours or more during vacations. However, I would like to reiterate that our postgrad programs are of 1 year duration and they are condensed and rigorous. Considering that in India we have, and also in other parts of the world, usually we have 2-year master degree programs. So students should be mindful that a Trinity degree translates to double the work in half the time. Therefore, we strictly advise against taking up any kind of part-time work, at least in the first 2 taught semesters. Our graduate employability is 95% within first 6 months of graduation, and Trinity students are among the most highly paid and the most highly sought after in Ireland. Over 1,800 employers attend our campus fairs or advertise through My Career Portal, which is managed by Trinity's Career Services. And this is a sample of our top employers or our recent graduates. And this is a sample of employers, or a very extensive list of our impressive industry partners specific to STEM and E3 programs. Finally, our application process, we have one intake in September and applications commence on 1st November of the previous year. All applications are online through the course page on our website, and we issue conditional offers on the basis of available mark sheets, a compelling personal statement, and 2 strong academic LORs. We also require an English proficiency certificate, and it is strongly recommended that the English certificate is submitted at the time of application. For some programs, it is also a mandate applications are not assessed unless and until the English language certificate is submitted. One is our MSc Pharmaceutical Sciences program, and the others are all the 4 strands of our MSc Computer Science program, where the course directors will not evaluate the applications unless we have the English language test results submitted. And as I've already mentioned, some postgrad programs have additional assessment criteria, such as online programming test for our computer science programs, or an interview for our engineering and science-related courses. These are the tuition fee. We will share our information sheet. We have separate for undergrad and postgrad, which will have a list of all our programs with the tuition fee for 2026 intake, as well as details of the estimated living costs. This is the 3rd level graduate scheme visa, or which is known as a stamp 1G or stay back visa. So those completing a bachelor degree are eligible for 1 year. And for those who complete a master degrees, they are eligible to stay in Ireland for up to 24 months after completing their studies. 12 months for undergraduate students and 24 months for postgrad students. At a time, they are granted permission for 12 months, and this can be renewed for another period of 12 months for those with a master degree qualification. Our business school does not offer any scholarships, but for those who are coming on to the E3 programs, they can apply for the E3 scholarship, which has 3 deadlines. So the next one is on 1st May, and these are the announcement dates. You can also find these on the website. And all those who are non-E3, non-business can apply for the Global Excellence Scholarship. These are partial scholarship. We have a limited number of scholarships on offer, and these are awarded on the basis of academic, and students will need to submit an online scholarship application form and a scholarship statement as part of the application process. Global Excellence Scholarship, postgrad and undergrad are open up until 15th of June. These are our priority programs, so these are all eligible for the Global Excellence Scholarship. And that is it from my end. You can find all of this, and for any further queries, please reach out to the South Asia team, or of course you can get in touch with KCO. I hope this was helpful. In case there are any questions, I'll be very happy to answer.
Just to be sure, can you see my face?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay. All right. Can you see my face as well? Or
Yes,
just this?
yes. It's
Oh, beautiful. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sarah Ilesami, and I represent Technological University of the Shannon. And I just want to appreciate you for, giving out this time to join this webinar. And I can assure you that it's going to be a productive one. And thank you, Manisha, for putting this together. So please, at the end of my presentation, if you have any questions, please, you can drop them on the Q&A box, and we'll be sure to attend to every one of it at the end of the presentation. So now we're talking about Technological University of the Shannon. Technological University of the Shannon, also known as TUS, is a leading multi-campus university in the Republic of Ireland. And on my screen here, you're going to see 4 different kind of people. We have Lin is from China, there's Swati from India, Kachi from of course, Nigeria, and Jacob from Poland. So this is to show the kind of diversity that we have in TUS. We have students from all over the world come study with us on campus. All right, so we're a global university, just as I've mentioned. We have people from all over the world come study with us. So all of these pegs are where our students are coming from. You can see that they are all around the globe, so which makes us a global university. At TUS, we are very, very big on graduate employability, and we're not just saying this in theory, but it is actually what our students go through, right? So upon completion of their programs, they get on to work with reputable organization in Ireland. And what we have here is one of our graduates called Tinkabechi. Tinkabechi is from Malawi. She studied accounting, and right now she's working at Deloitte. So this kind of shows the picture of what is achievable to your students looking at coming to TUS. All right, so why Ireland? Why should students consider applying to Ireland for study? So Ireland is the gateway to Europe. It has leveraged on the fact that it is safe, welcoming, and friendly. If you were to ask me, tell me about Ireland, I'm going to mention 3 things, and they are the Ireland is a safe country, it is welcoming, and it is friendly. You know, it is so safe that it has been ranked the 2nd safest country in the whole world. And, you know, that means a lot. And it means that there is low crime rates. Parents don't have to worry that their students are somewhere, their wards or kids are somewhere and they might not be safe. It's not going to be their case because it's a very safe country. And also, after Brexit, Ireland became the largest English-speaking country in Europe. So students do not have to worry about the fact that, oh, I have to learn a particular language before I can, integrate well in that country. But they all speak English in Ireland, so which makes it very easy for students to integrate very well into the community. We also boast of the fact that we have the youngest population in Europe, where 50% of the population are under the age of 35, which has contributed to the fact that we have a very vibrant community. So also, the government of Ireland wants you. Government of Ireland wants the student. So there is post-study work permit, right? Students going on an undergraduate program get to stay back for a year to seek a full-time employment, while students on a postgraduate program gets to stay back for 2 years to seek a full-time employment. Now, certificates or degrees gotten from Ireland can compete with other study destinations. So our education system is amongst the best in the world. So while students are studying, I know you must have received a lot of inquiries that also, can I work while studying? So students can work part-time while studying. They can work for up to 20 hours per week when school is in session and 40 hours per week when school is out of session, not in session, right? Now, and we also have the second minimum highest wage in Europe, right? Students can earn up to 13.5 euros per hour. Another big thing about studying in Ireland is that it is the Silicon Valley of Europe. Talk about companies like Apple, Google, Meta, Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson. All of these companies are located or situated in Ireland. And what that means for students is that they get to work in places like this. An example is Tinkambechi that I just mentioned, working with one of the top 4 financial companies in the world. So so students who can have access to work in places like this in a thriving, vibrant, and safe environment. So why TUS? I mentioned earlier that we are a leading university with a multi-campuses. Now, Technological University of the Shannon came to be as a merger between Athlone Institute of Technology and Limerick Institute of Technology. And because of this merger, we have 7 campuses across Ireland, right? So on the map here on the screen, you're going to see Dublin. Dublin is the capital of Ireland, right? And we have 2 of our campuses. They are the major campuses called the Athlone campus and the Limerick campus. So on this map, you're going to see Athlone just at the center of the map. So Athlone is referred to as the heart of Ireland, which I am going to get into much later on in this slide, right? So this map is just to show the proximity of all of our campuses to Dublin. So Athlone is just about 1 hour and some change to Dublin, and Limerick is about 2 hours, 30 minutes by train to Dublin. And you can see the rest of our campuses spread around the map. So we have 7 campuses across Ireland with 2 major campuses called the Athlone and the Limerick campus. And we have programs across foundation, bachelor's, pre-masters, masters, and PhD. So there's something for everyone at TUS. Right, so we have over 15,000 students come study with us at TUS, right? And one of our unique selling points is that we have industry-led programs. So what this means is that whatsoever students apply for, they can be rest assured that the modules of that program has been updated in such a way that fits the need of the industry, such that upon graduation, they become employable. Whatsoever the company or the industry needs in their field, it has been implemented in the modules that will be teaching them, making them employable. Also, we have small class size. We operate a very small class size, and this is just so students have this personable experience with their teachers and their peers. Students are not just a number in the crowd. They are in a place where lecturers know their name, right? So we also have an active approach to learning. They are being taught practical things that can be used when they are upon graduation, not theoretical. They are not being filled with theoretical knowledge. We have lecturers that come from the industry, just to ensure that our students are employable at the end of their studies. Also, we've ranked 5-star by QS, so we are a top-rated university, and we've been ranked 5-star in 8 different categories in inclusivity, internalization, employability, teaching, accounting and finance, and the likes. So beyond academics, we are also interested in our students having a full experience when they come to Technological University of the Shannon. And we've done this so well that we won Best Student Experience Award at an award event as of 2024. So beyond academics, we want students to have a full experience on campus. All right, so I mentioned that we have 7 campuses. However, our major campuses are in Athlone and in Limerick. So this is our campus. This is what our campus looks like in Athlone. And remember, I mentioned that Athlone is the heart of Ireland based on where it is located. So from Athlone, you can get to anywhere you want in Ireland. And it is also a small town of about 30,000 people. It's not a city, right? It's a small town of about 30,000 people. And cost of accommodation here would not be as expensive as what you would have in Limerick and in Dublin, right? So in this picture here, you can see a river. It's called the River Shannon. It is the longest river in Ireland. So our campus is just right here in this place. All right, so this is what our campus looks like in Limerick, right? And Limerick is known to be the Ireland's third largest city, right? So it is a very, very big city. When you compare it to Athlone, it is bigger than Athlone. It is Ireland's third largest city, so you can imagine how big this place is. And it is also a student populated area, because in Limerick we have University of Limerick in there, we have our own university there, and some other colleges also in Limerick. So it is a student populated area, right? And it is also within Europe's top 10 cities. It has attracted a lot of investment, growth, and opportunity. Some of the companies I've mentioned earlier are also situated in this place. So there's a lot of opportunity. There's room for growth in this place. So now the cost of accommodation here is slightly higher than what you would have in Athlone, but it is not as expensive as what you would have in Dublin for students considering a school in Dublin. So we are very affordable and we are strategically placed. All right, so this shows the different programs that we have across different fields. We have built environments and engineering. We have programs in built environments and engineering, finance and analytics, art and design, applied sciences, social sciences, business management and marketing. There's sports and well-being. So there's something for everyone considering Technological University of the Shannon. All right. We have an amazing support available for our students at TUS, from careers office to pastoral care to disability support. We have doctors and nurses on campus, to attend to the needs of our students. So this support is amazing and accessible to everyone on campus. All right, so the cost of living in Ireland is estimated to be between 10,000 to 13,000 euros per year, right? And in this cost of living, accommodation, traveling, entertainment, food has been estimated into this amount. Now, the good thing about a student considering to study in TUS is that we're 40% more affordable than a student considering a school in Galway City, and we're 55% more affordable than a student considering a school in Dublin City. For the quality of education that we are offering and the affordable price, TUS is actually placed in the street price points. It's not too expensive. The tuition fee is not too much, and the cost of living is not as expensive as you would have in other places in Ireland. All right, so while we do not have an on-campus accommodation, we have partnered with private accommodation providers to give our students a very affordable and convenient accommodation. So on my screen here, you would see a picture of what this accommodation looks like, and accommodation costs about 400 euros per month. All right, so we have a bragging slide here just to show that we are a top-rated university. We've been rated 5-star in 8 categories, and we have 5-star in teaching, internationalization, inclusiveness, and employability. All right, so there is great industry engagement at CUS. We've been ranked #1 in graduate employability for 3 years in a row now. It shows that 91% of our students go into employment within 9 months of graduation. We also have about 4 career fairs that have been organized by the careers office. They organize things like, in addition to that, they organize civil workshops and interview training, just to ensure that our students become employable. Also, during the career fairs, they get to meet with potential employers to discuss with them. They could say things like, oh, I'm in my 3rd year or my 1st year, or I'm currently doing my master's, and I need some insights in this particular industry in case I want to work there. And they have this opportunity to speak with them to know what is achievable for them if they are looking at working in that particular industry. So we've made all of this available for our students to participate in. All right, so for our undergraduate programs, we have placements available for them where they can get this Irish work experience, just to ensure that at the end of their program, they become employable. Also, we have lecturers that come from the industry, they know what the industry wants, and they are able to give this knowledge to our students in class. And all of this is just to ensure that students become employable at the end of their program. Our courses or programs are updated every time just to ensure that they are in line with what the industry needs. All right, this is a bragging slide also that shows that we have the highest graduate employment rate for 3 years in a row. Actually, now it's 3 years in a row, and 91% of our students are into employment, or for those that are not in employment, they've gone on to study. For students in bachelor's moving to master's, or master's moving to PhD. All right, so as of 2024, these are some of the places where our graduates are working. Remember, I mentioned Tinkabechi. Tinkabechi is working in Deloitte. We have other graduates working in Amazon, Johnson & Johnson, Yahoo, Regeneron, EY, PwC, and so much more. We have more companies than what you're seeing, but this is what the slide could fit. So we have a lot more companies where our graduates are working. And like I mentioned earlier, this is to give a picture of what is achievable for potential students looking at or considering Technological University of the Shannon. All right, so student experience at CUS, we have a dedicated student experience team that organizes trips around Ireland, beyond the classroom. Students get to explore places around them in Ireland. They go to historical places like Cliff of Moher. They go to Dublin, Galway, Christmas markets. There's Monster rugby matches, and all of these things that are being planned for students who just have that full experience. And we have so many cultural celebrations on campus where we celebrate Diwali, Chinese New Year, Africa Day, where they, dress in their native attire, bring their food, just for students to have a taste of what different cultures is all about. We have campus collision, where our students in the Athlone campus will come to Limerick and Limerick to Athlone, and just like that. We have clubs and society, a lot of clubs and society available for students to participate in. We also have an app called the Going app. So on that app, students, prospective students get to chat with students that are currently studying at TUS to ask about student life at TUS or any other questions that they may have in mind, regarding TUS. All right, so this is another testimonial of our student. This is Raymond. Raymond is a Nigerian. He studied product design control, and he worked at Regeneron. I'm saying he worked at Regeneron because he has moved from Regeneron to Apple, then from Apple to a fire service station in Ireland. Again, it shows the progression that our students are going through at TUS, right? All right, so this is a mashup of all the activities that we've done at TUS. We have the Chinese New Day, we have the Holy Day, we have St. Patrick's Day, Africa Day. At the right side of the screen, you would see this cliff up here. It's called the Cliff of Moher. So these are the different trips or different cultural celebrations that we've had at TUS. All right, so this is Team Africa. It's a team of 3. This is me, Sarah. I cover the West African region, and this is my colleague Pauline. Pauline covers the East African region, and we have Fisayo, who is the global recruitment lead. So for any questions or inquiries, you can do well to drop us an email at africa@tus.ie, and you can be sure that any one of us will pick that up and attend to you. All right, so this is another testimonial from another student. All right, so applying to us at TUS is very easy, and I'm pleased to inform you that we do not need an English test to give you an offer. However, please note that English test is still needed for their visa application. It is not a negotiable requirement, and it is one of the mandatory requirements when submitting an Irish visa application. So for most of our programs, you do not need an English test, except for MSc Nursing Leadership and Quality Healthcare. This is the only program that requires an English test, and it is not. It is a program requirement, not that we said we just want the English test, but it is a program requirement. And this is our fee across the different levels of program that we have. For our foundation program, it costs 11,000 euros. Our undergraduate program costs 13,500 euros. Higher diploma costs 14,000 euros, while our master's program costs between 14,500 to 20,500 euros. All right, so foundation is very, very applicable for students whose highest level of qualification is WAEC, because WAEC would not gain them entry into first year program, so they have to do foundation. But for students with A levels or IB, they get to apply directly for first year, so they pay 13,500 and like that. Higher diploma is for students whose highest level of qualification is HND, right? They can apply for higher diploma. And we only have 2 programs under this higher diploma, which is higher diploma in business management and digital marketing. So for students looking at a conversion program, they can also consider this higher diploma program, only that we have that in 2 programs only, business management and digital marketing. We also have scholarships available, because this is one of the top questions that students do ask, that also what's the scholarship available. So we have scholarship up to 1,000 to 4,000 euros available for our students. So for every student applying to TUS, they get an automatic discount or scholarship of 1,000 euros, right? And the remaining 3,000 is merit based. So this can only be determined upon assessment by our admissions team. So at the end of the day, students get 1,000 off, or 2,000 or 3,000, up to 4,000 euros off. So we have other scholarships available, like the sibling scholarship for students whose maybe elder brother or younger sister are studying in TUS. They have a particular amount of scholarship of their tuition fee just for that. We also have what is called the alumni scholarship. So for students moving from maybe bachelor's to master's, there's an amount awarded to them for that. All right, so still on applying to TUS, of course, students need to decide on the course they want to apply for. Then based on the level of program they are going for, we require certain documents like their WAEC, CV, certificate transcript, international passport, references, and personal statements. And we only have one intake in a year, which is September intake. So the application deadline for September 2026 intake is next week, Thursday, actually, 30th of April 2026. So our application portal is going to close next week, Thursday, 30th April 2026. So for any application that you have pending, for any students who have made inquiry about applying to Ireland, please do well to put in the application before 30th of April so that it can be reviewed and this application can start on time. And the reason why you may be wondering that why is the application deadline so soon? Why is the deadline so soon? Right? It's because last year we had
thank you. Talking points.
Yes, we can see that. Can you make it to presentation?
Yeah, I'm doing that. Yes. Right. So as I was saying that we'll be mainly like I will be giving you more of the practical points that you can use while counseling the students. So we will mainly cover three aspects today. One is affordability, because Maynooth University is one of the affordable universities, I would say. Then our location advantage and the career focused programs, which are, I believe, are the most important decisions factors for Indian students and parents. And by the end of the session, you'll be having a very clear understanding of how to confidently pitch Maynooth University to students. So firstly, starting with why Ireland. So I'll give you a quick overview of why Ireland has become such a strong destination for Indian students. Definitely, Ireland is very popular about their natural beauty and geography. They offer world-class education, vibrant music and creative scenes, cultural heritage, social progress and openness. But the main point is Ireland is one of the leading tech hubs in Europe, with the presence of major global companies like Google, Microsoft, Meta, LinkedIn, IBM, Intel. The list is huge, I would say. And then, of course, it is well connected and travel friendly. Another key advantage is 2 years post-study work visa available post the master's degree and 1 year post-study work visa after the undergraduate degree. Ireland is also the second most peaceful country in the world, so very safe. It is, though we have mentioned only native English-speaking country in European Union, I would say it is the largest English-speaking country, because Malta also says that English is one of their languages. So yes, the largest English-speaking country in European Union. Overall, like 35,000 plus international students are there in Ireland from 161 countries. It has a very lively, young and vibrant culture. Like, you can definitely go on discoverireland.ie and you can see how lively and vibrant the culture is. Then again, since I was talking about the post-study work visa, so this time gives the students to gain some international work experience. Ireland also has a very strong demand in sectors like tech, finance, pharma, and consulting. Ireland is not only called the Silicon Valley of Europe, it is also called the pharma hub and the financial hub as well. So overall, students are not just, I would say, choosing Ireland for education, but for long-term career opportunities. Next is, I would talk mainly about our location, first of all, because that is one of the biggest USP that we have. So, of course, you guys are aware where Ireland is. In Ireland, Maynooth is just 14 minutes from Dublin city centre. Dublin is the capital. And this 40 minutes, when I'm saying it is actually just should be in the bold and capitals, because it is not like our Indian or Asian time, where a lot of time we spend on the roads. So this 40 minutes, like it's on the road, it is 25 kilometers. So 40 minutes on roads. By train, it is hardly 25 to 30 minutes. The connectivity is amazing. Then again, also I would say, because we are located just 25 kilometers or 40 minutes away from the Dublin city center, I generally say it is Greater Dublin area, right? So this gives students a unique advantage. They can live and study in a peaceful, student-friendly town while still having the access to Dublin for internships, for part-time jobs, networking opportunities. So a great advantage here. Again, this is about the town. Maynooth is the Ireland's oldest university town and only university town. So when I say only university town, which means other universities, they have campuses here and there in the city. However, for Maynooth, like in Maynooth, the entire town is dedicated to the university. So everything that a student need is on their doorstep: cafes, restaurants, shops, sports clubs, all are within the walking distance. And it is a very safe, welcoming town. So Maynooth gives the perfect balance of campus life, culture, and connection, right? The train station that I'm talking about, like from where the students will be taking train to travel to Dublin, is literally 5 minutes walk from the university gate. So again, you can while talking to students, you can very clearly mention that student gets the access to Dublin's opportunity without paying the Dublin's high living cost, because we are not in Dublin, right? So next question would be, why Maynooth? So we are a globally connected public university. We have over 18,000 students from over 120 plus countries, and recognizes the importance of achieving balance in both education and life. When I say students from 120 plus countries, this is very important because this is one major reason I believe students go abroad, is to get the international exposure. And when I always talk to students, I always also suggest one thing to them, that even if, like, let's say Indian students are going, do not just stick with Indian students, make friends from all across the globe. Like, I'm myself an international student. I did my master's from UK way back. And today I have friends from across the globe, I would say. And that is one suggestion I always give. Even while you guys are talking to students, you can say the same, right? Again, in public universities, in Ireland, I'm sure you guys are aware that there are public universities, there are colleges, and there are technological universities. So Maynooth in the public universities is the most affordable one. I'm again talking about the affordability here. And affordability, what I believe, is one of the biggest factors for Indian students. And this is where Maynooth has a strong advantage, right? Sorry. It is, when I say most affordable, which means even if other universities, they are giving scholarships or something, Maynooth fees is like the maximum fees that Maynooth University asks for is 18,000 euros. So you can easily see that our tuition fee are very competitive compared to other Irish universities. And again, the cost of living in Maynooth is significantly lower than Dublin city. So when you combine the tuition and living expenses, the overall cost become much more manageable for students. So again, this directly translates into a strong ROI, return on investment, which is something both students and parents are very focused on these days, right? Coming to our courses or the career focused programs, here I have just mentioned few of the programs. Of course, the list is huge, but I want to make it like clear this point out here, that most of our programs are career focused. Either they have internships, or the projects that the students will be doing in their final semesters are with our business partners or the industry partners. Like, let's discuss about very few popular programs that we say. One of them is data science or data analytics, business analytics. Then AI is there. then computer science. These are very, very popular. Also, you can talk about the immunology program that we offer. So these are very popular among Indian students. Again, the key reason is that these programs are aligned with the global job market demand, right? For example, fields like data and AI are growing rapidly. And Ireland has a very strong presence in these areas. So for, let's say, the AI program that I'm talking about, Intel, the chip company, they have set up a robotics lab on our campus. So again, students who are going for that particular program, they will have the direct access to that lab, and chances are very, very high that Intel could be their first employer. And in fact, Intel is one of our biggest employer. They're like literally 7 minutes drive from our campus, and we call them Intel, we call that area Intel City, because they are bigger than our campus, right? So when you are basically counseling the students and telling about the program, do not just tell the program or give them the academic program details. Tell them that these programs are are mostly the career oriented pathway, you can say. Also, again, like from this January only, we launched a new program that's called M Engineering Integrated Circuit Design. So this program is one of a kind in Ireland, because for this particular program, when a student will apply, they'll be asked for, like, this program is designed for electronic engineers and physics graduates, and then electrical or EEE and all these. So when a student applies, their profile will be sent to the industry partners along with a video. A video questionnaire is available on the website. It says, describe an engineering problem that you have worked on. What was the problem? And how you solved it. So it's a very basic question that they have to talk about their engineering project, the problem that they worked on, and how they solved on it. So that video and their profile is sent to our industry partners. So we have partnership with 5 industries for this particular program. One is AMD, another one is Intel, third is Cadence, fourth is Analog Devices, and fifth is Infineon. These 5 industry partners of ours are giving 5 internships per industry. So which means 25 seats are there for this program. Students' profile and the video is sent to these industry partners of ours. They will shortlist them for an interview. So yes, no, or a backup, or maybe you can say. So if the students are not called for an internship, which means they are not further processed. If they're called for an internship, they have to clear an internship and secure an internship. Then only they're getting the course, which means it is kind of a guaranteed placement, because of course, and that will be 6 months of internship, paid internship. So of course, if an industry is spending time and money on a student, they would want, because they are preparing their own job force or a workforce. So they would also want these students to stay back, right? So again, just few programs I have mentioned. Also, our MBA comes up with the internship. So most of our postgraduate degrees are 1-year degrees. However, wherever a degree is more than 1 year in post-graduation, then an internship is included, and that too a paid internship is included, right? Again, talking about our professional partnership and collaborations. So we have partners with organizations across the sectors, from government and NGOs to global companies in tech, pharma, biopharma, semiconductors, food and drink. I've just mentioned few of the names here. The logos are there where we have great partnership. So we have placement program collaboration with a range of organizations, including SMEs, multinationals, government departments, international institutions. Our students are enjoying internship in Ireland and also in USA, New Zealand, Australia, China, and across Europe. And they have worked in major companies such as Lilly, Meta, Analog Devices, Oracle, Agilent, Pfizer, IBM, Accenture. Like, again, the list is huge. Central Bank of Ireland, a lot of students are there. So I would say we at Maynooth, the focus is not on theoretical learning, but also on the practical exposure, right? As I was mentioning, that most of our programs have internship included. So, or the projects that they're doing towards the end also are industry-based project. It depends on the course structure basically. And students again also benefit from the guest lectures, like the course that I was talking about, that we are starting the new program. Most of the teaching staff would be the ex-industry professionals. And in some other programs also, we call our industry partners, and these industry partners of ours, they give guest lectures there, right? Again, this is a very interesting map that shows where all the industries are located. So the majority of them are located in Dublin city center, and Maynooth is somewhere here. So very close to all of this, as I was mentioning that we are very close to Intel. So we are somewhere here. We are west of Dublin, right? Again, I know a major question also comes from the student that what about the accommodation? So we do have on-campus accommodation. To undergraduate students, it is kind of guaranteed. First year, for the very first year. For postgraduate students also, we have started Buckley House. It is a brand new student accommodation that we opened in September 2025. So we have 118 rooms in this particular accommodation, and this is like 2 minutes from the university South Campus gate. So it is like, we say it on campus only because it is run by the university itself. Seats are limited, but this is very first time the university is giving accommodation to postgraduate students as well. But again, the applications for student accommodation will start somewhere in May. Students will be receiving the emails and everything. But apart from the on-campus accommodation, we also assist in finding off-campus accommodation. So we have a dedicated home finder team, and they have their own portal called Student Pad. So students, Maynooth students who hold the offer, they'll be receiving a special login credential and the password. And here they will find a lot of accommodations. So what this home finder team does is they will collect the data of all the properties that are listed in the nearby areas, and they will collect that data, do some due diligence or do some checks, and upload all that list on that student pad. And then students can log in, and based on their preference, the location, the budget, type of accommodation that they're looking for, they can find a lot of properties listed there. Right, and these are all in the neighboring town, in the areas very close to the university. Right now, of course, this is like a sum up of the entire presentation. I would say, why Maynooth for Indian students? One is affordability. As I mentioned, I have already given you a lot of points here about our location, about the access to Dublin, again, fees. So everything is coming down to ROI. Safety, of course, because it's a student-friendly town, not into a bigger city. It is a small town, so very safe town. Dublin access, again, I'm mentioning here, very close to Dublin, and also the career-focused programs. So as I've mentioned, majority of our programs, they do have internship or the business consulting projects with our industry partners. So again, when you're talking to students, you can say one of the most cost-effective public university Maynooth is, then closer to Dublin, which means strong job access, and career focus. With the career focus programs, you can say aligned with industry demand. Again, because, and when you're consistently using these three major points, the affordability, location, and career focus programs, it becomes much easier to convert the students, is what I would say. And then few of the points that I generally use with the students, like the lines that I talk when I'm talking to students, is access Dublin opportunities without paying the Dublin living cost, strong ROI, strong return on investment, and industry aligned programs is what these very clear and short one-liners I use with the students. Right. So that was it. Thank you so much. on being patient and listening to me.
A quick presentation run through, but we'll try and keep this informal. So feel free to ask as many questions as you may have. I will also start with, I'm down with flu. So in case my voice is a bit hazy, or if I have to mute at a certain point, just bear with me. I'm still recovering. But yeah, my name is Aditi, and I am the country manager for the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland, or RCSI, like Manisha said. So to begin, like with a very quick introduction, RCSI is a very old university. We started in Ireland in 1784. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of the Royal College of Art or the Royal College of Surgeons in England and Edinburgh. So it's under the same charter. It was started by the royal family all those years ago. So it's very prestigious. But in Ireland, we also have a unique position where we are the only specialist health sciences university. So we only focus on medicine and healthcare. We don't have a school of engineering or arts or business, whatever. It is all healthcare. So it just makes us very, very specialized. It's a not-for-profit university, and the patient is at the heart of everything we do at RCSI. So it's one of the world's leading universities when it comes to medicine and healthcare. Now, again, just some quick info, like over the last 240 years or so, we now have over 32,000 alumni that are practicing across 103 countries globally. So a lot of these are doctors, so that's a very big feat to achieve. It is not a huge university in terms of numbers, again, because of it being so specialized. So we only have around 5,000 students in total, 3,000 of which are undergrad and only 2,000 postgrad students, really. But yeah, it's very, very international. It's in the top 300 ranking wise. Our mission always has been to be at the forefront of education, so we take that quite seriously. I'll just now jump over and show you some visuals and some pictures of RCSI, so you actually know what I'm talking about. But starting with Dublin. So I think when we started this recruitment cycle, Ireland was a bit slow, but it's picking back up again from what I hear. But Ireland still remains one of the most sought after destinations when it comes, especially to like pharma and IT. Ireland is a very safe country. So Dublin is the capital. Dublin is ranked in the top 5 cities for the future. It's very vibrant. It's a very safe city. It's a very student-friendly city. There's a lot of universities there, Trinity, University College Dublin, Dublin Business School. So there's a lot of students, and there's a lot of international students. It's very, very welcoming. And obviously, it's very well connected within Dublin. Like there's a lot of public transport, but it's also very well connected to other major cities in Europe and UK and others. So that's Dublin. In Dublin, we are at the very city center. So I don't know if any of you have been, but if you've been to Dublin, you will definitely have been to Grafton Street. So that's the main shopping street in Ireland. So we're just off of that, right across this big park. These are our main kind of buildings. Our student accommodations are right here. So just about 3 to 4 minutes walking away from the campus. Accommodation is guaranteed for undergrad international students. This is just some of our buildings. They're very, very high tech. Like in the last about 7 years or so, RCSI has invested nearly 300 million euros into the campuses. So it's really advanced, really high tech. We have the most advanced technologies across all of Europe when it comes to medicine and healthcare. So these are some of our facilities, as you can see, these simulated robots, training mannequins, surgical robotic arms, anything you can imagine in the field of healthcare, we probably have it. We also do a ton of research at RCSI. Our research impact is, I think, double the global average. So if somebody is looking to go into research, it's also a great university for them. So yeah, that was just a very quick intro. A lot of you probably already know about RCSI, so just a refresher there. Now, coming down to the actual courses, it is very limited, again, very niche, very specialized. So when it comes to postgrad, I will start with, again, clearing that we do have a lot of postgraduate schools. I think people get confused when they look at the website. Like, we have a postgraduate school of dentistry, surgery, neurology, physiotherapy, but all of these postgrad schools only do part-time training programs for health professionals who are already in Ireland and are registered in Ireland. So the only kind of full-time postgrad course we offer to students from India is this one. So this falls under our School of Pharmacy and Biomolecular Sciences. So it's called MSc Technologies and Analytics in Precision Medicine. This sounds complicated, but again, to break it down, all of you know Ireland has a huge kind of biopharma industry. We're the third largest exporter of pharmaceuticals, and 9 out of the 10 big pharma have their headquarters in Ireland. So Johnson & Johnson, Pfizer, Novartis, Takeda, all of these companies have their European headquarters in Ireland. So basically, the government makes a lot of money from these companies being in Ireland. But what happened is that a few years ago, the government realized that there's a bit of a skill gap between what students are learning at university versus what these pharma companies are looking for from graduates. So they funded nearly 8 million euros into RCSI to create this MSc TAPM program, to kind of create the next generation of skilled graduates who can come and join these pharma and biopharma companies. So what RCSI did with the funding we got, we kind of reimagined what university postgraduate education looks like. And we created a very innovative program. So what is the problem we're trying to solve? So, technologies and analytics in precision medicine. So it is in the field of medicine at the end of the day. But currently, how medicine is practiced, we've all experienced it. If, let's say, a group of patients has cancer, they all go to the doctor, they probably get prescribed the same treatment, but the same treatment does not have the same effect on everybody. It might work for some, it will not work for everyone, because we're all physiologically, genetically, biologically different. So medicine is trying to move away from this one-size-fits-all approach into what is known as precision medicine. So this is the future of medicine. It's already being practiced in the West, but this basically means that medicine will be more precise, more tailored to the individual, which basically means it has much higher chances of working within the patient. But how you make that jump from the one-size-fits-all into precision medicine is with the help of data, big data, data analytics, AI. So that's where this course comes in. So when they come to us, we start them off with the basics. They do genetics, genomics, and precision medicine. Then we quickly move them on to now the technical bits, which are very important in the pharmaceutical industry. So they do data analytics, they do computational biology, which is coding. So they learn how to code in Python and R. Now, again, they don't need to have any prior background in coding. We will teach it from a very, very basic level. But these are very key skills. Like, these are Python and R are already used within the pharma sector. So we're just preparing for them for that. Within this module, they also do AI and machine learning, bioinformatics. So that's all part of this second module. The next module is connected health. So this is also very unique and interesting. This is to do with all your Fitbits, your Apple Watches, your medical health devices. Your phone, for example, collects so much data from how much you're walking, what you're eating, how much you're sleeping. But there's not enough people in the world who know what to do with that data or how to analyze that data. So that is what we teach here. And this also has a lot of applications within the IT sector. Google, Meta, Apple, Microsoft, they all have health divisions now, and they need people like these who can come and work on their medical health devices. And then the last kind of module is a big emphasis on professional and power skills. Because this course was created for industry, we don't want to create graduates who are just good at working behind a desk or a laptop. We want people who can actually go out there and have successful careers within industry. So, they do a lot of modules on leadership, project management, communication skills, innovation, things like that. So really get them career ready towards the end. They end all of this with a research project. So like I said, it's a very good course for somebody who wants to get into research as well. It's a 3-month research project at the very end. This course was also built in collaboration with a bunch of industry partners. So we had about 7. I think we've dropped Microsoft, but we do have these 6 remaining. So Novartis, Aerogen, Almac, S3 Connected Health. These are some of UK and Ireland's and the world's biggest pharma companies, and they're very active partners when it comes to the program. A lot of them come and teach on the program as well, like Novartis is an active teaching partner. And some students also get to do their research project with these industries. So they get a lot of exposure, basically. So yeah, that's pretty much the course we're offering. So what this course does, it really sets students up for a very successful career within the pharma, the biopharma industry, even IT, and also consulting. Like, just so you guys know, EY and like all of these big consulting companies also have health divisions. We've had students who've done this course and gone on to work within these consulting companies. So this is the course we have. Now just getting down to the nitty-gritties. What are we looking for in terms of entry requirements? It's basic 2:1 degree, so minimum 65% and above. Obviously, the higher they score, the better. We are looking for more quality students, not quantity. They can come from any science background. So they could come from biological, they could be a doctor or a dentist or something. They could come from a pharma background. They could come from a health science background, any science background, or even a computer science or engineering or IT background. As long as they have a science degree, they are eligible for the program. They do need IELTS or Pearson's or TOEFL. We don't accept Duolingo, but they don't need it at time of application. They need it for their final unconditional offer letter. The tuition fee is about 25,000 euros. So that's 25 lakhs roughly, I think, if you convert it. We do offer some merit-based scholarships. So like I said, it's a very niche kind of small program. We don't take in a lot of students. The total class size is about 35 students, of which we'll only be taking around 10 to 12 Indian students at max. So the top 2 students from India will get a 7,000 euro scholarship, but they need to have applied before 31st March. So within this month, basically. So if you have any students who are looking to do pharma, biopharma related courses in Ireland, I would recommend apply as soon as possible because it is a significant scholarship. The application fee is 50 euros. It's not like we can't waive it off, unfortunately. And if they get an offer, they have to pay a 1,000 euro deposit. Now, our turnaround time is fairly quick. By the time they apply to having a final offer, it typically takes within 7 to 10 days at max. So we are very quick on our end. The application process, we've made it as simple as possible. It's done directly through our website. All they need is their mark sheets and they need their, like we ask them 3 questions as part of the application, which is about their background, their interest in the degree. And once we get all of these things, if we like their application, we'll invite them for an online interview. But that's it. Excuse me. Yeah. So if the interview goes well, they're offered a place at the program. Now, please excuse me. I will just take a pause so that I can get a break. But if anybody has any questions before I jump into undergrad, sorry. Does anybody have any questions?
Aditi, we are good to go as of now. We'll have it towards the end.
Okay. Okay. Just give me 1 second. I'll share my screen.
Sure.
Sorry, guys, it's all of you have interest in undergrad. Do you have any students interested in the field? I'll go a bit slower for undergrad so I can get through all of it. But for undergrad, I'll keep it much shorter because I know not all of you have interest in undergrad. We, again, only have 5 programs at the undergrad level. Medicine and dentistry are already closed, so I will not spend a lot of time on that. But we have 3 programs open. So ATT, which is Advanced Therapeutic Technologies, Pharmacy, and Physiotherapy. Starting with ATT, so it's a 4-year Bachelor's of Science degree. It's very similar to the master's we just spoke about. It's kind of a combination for students who are interested in healthcare and biology, but they're also interested in the technology behind healthcare. So it's a 4-year degree that they do. It's a very advanced kind of science curriculum. And out of the 4 years, year 3 is just an industry year. So they get to do a paid internship with one of our industry partners, and they get paid really, really well during the industry's IT. I'll talk about the entry requirements at the end. So yeah, ATT is a 4-year bachelor's program. We also have pharmacy open. Now, this is a 5-year integrated bachelor's and master's, fully accredited by PSI, which is the Pharmaceutical Society of Ireland. So I'm sure we all know about physiotherapy. It's a 4-year kind of fully registered, accredited, again, physiotherapy program. Once they graduate, they can practice as a physiotherapist. A lot of clinical trainings are built into the program. They do over 1,000 hours of clinical training within our partner hospitals, and have paid at how much bank for our 3-year UG degrees accepted, but we do offer a scholarship. So that's it. All right. I think that's the end of my presentation, really. If anybody has any questions, please ask now.